Well, if you're watching this in Melbourne, I don't have to tell you it's our 14th week of lockdown, but I think it's important the rest of the country understand that's restaurants closed, cafes, hairdressers, retail, beauty, gyms, everything. We are where you were back in April. And Tony Doherty, owner of Doherty's Gyms, well, he's seeing firsthand the devastating impact these closures are having on his clients. Look at those mental health numbers in Victoria, up by 30%. Suicides, we know, are really tough, particularly boys under the age of 18 in Victoria. And Tony's made a very urgent plea for gyms to reopen, saying they should be considered an essential service. He's even got a COVID plan, a roadmap to get it all moving.
I want to give you guys an update on the meeting that was held with the Deputy Chief Health Officer, the DHHS and all the industry representatives almost 3 weeks ago. And they asked us to present to them a COVID-safe plan for the fitness industry in Victoria so we could open our gyms again. To be clear, this comprehensive document was a roadmap, a way back. Even after supplying them with great detail what they asked for, a real roadmap to the way back to getting our doors open, as I keep saying, safely for our members. That's our consideration, is to keep our people safe. So much more than just a workout. What you can do in a gym, you can't do in a park. You can't take your equipment out to the car park, as they suggest, and all this sort of thing. And it's not just the exercises and the occupational health and safety, but it's the community and the mental wellness, the well-being. When we sent our COVID-safe plan to the government, as they requested, we expected for that to be taken, read and understood in good faith. We still haven't got an answer.
Tony joins me now from Melbourne. I'll let people, I've never met you before, Tony, but I'll let people into a secret. I'm scrolling through my phone last night and people had sent me your passionate plea and I thought, I've got to reach out to you. I know it's really late. I've got to reach out to you and say, please come on the show because people need to hear your story. I mean, that was really articulate. You've done what they've asked you to do. You've put a roadmap in. You've got sort of bugger all response, basically no consultation. How does it make you feel?
Well, thanks for getting in touch and having me on, Peter. We really appreciate it. And it did go a little bit viral last night, so I'm glad someone sent it through to you. Look, it makes me feel really frustrated because we did everything that they asked. You know, we presented the COVID-safe plan, the same plan that they implemented in New South Wales and Queensland completely successfully with no community transmission. And then we added some. We said, we can do this, we can do that. And they gave us no feedback on it at all. It took 16 days to get a reply back from the Deputy Chief Health Officer, and it wasn't even a reply. It was just basically a brush-off where he said he replied to the cover letter, not to the proposal. And Fitness Australia is a group that's helped us to put together, you know, an unbelievable plan that is completely safe. And when we were open for that 2 weeks, I mean, you got to remember, we've been shut for 26 out of 28 weeks. But for those 2 weeks that we opened, we had all the zones marked out as the government required. It was 20 people per room that they required. We had hand sanitizer everywhere. You know, we had hygiene stations and all this. But as I've said to people dozens of times, we're in the hygiene business. We've been doing this forever. And, you know, we've had hand sanitizer in our gyms for 12 years, not just for the last 12 weeks, because that's what we do. And the cost of it to people's physical, mental health, it's just insane, and we can't take it.
And Tony, this is why I wanted to have you on, because we've got those stats out today. More than 1 million Australians have sought treatment. The suicide is up, as I say, very sadly in Victoria for boys under the age of 18. Suicide's very strong right across the board. The numbers are horrific this year in Victoria. 30% increase alone in mental health plans and things like that, particularly over the last 4 weeks. People are at the end of their tether. They can't see any hope. They don't see that the government's got a plan or a strategy. They don't feel confident that we've got contact tracing in Victoria in the same sort of rigour as we're seeing in New South Wales. And we're looking at all the gyms open in Queensland and New South Wales and South Australia, everywhere else. We're not seeing great outbreaks in the gyms. So can't we get this right?
I mean, it's insane. We actually have the best contact tracing system in the world because when you come to the gym, you swipe your card and we know the exact time that you enter. We know your name, your address, phone number, your photograph, but we can account for everybody else in the building while you're in there. So it's actually perfect. You don't have to show an ID at the bottle shop. or at the supermarket or any of these places. But when you talk about mental health, Peter, this is the thing that I really, really push hard on, because not everyone goes to the gym to get fit or flex their muscles and all this kind of thing, take selfies. And that's what a lot of non-gym people think. But I've been in the gym industry all my life, and the majority of people go to the gym to cope. It's their mechanism. In a lot of cases, it's that little piece of string that's holding their life together. And the mental health aspect has been completely ignored. I mean, the well-being, it's obvious that fitness is great for your immune system, so you'd think they would want us to be open. But ignoring people's mental health, people get bullied at work, they have a bad relationship or just an unhappy life. And in some cases, they've got no friends. We've got groups that meet here regularly that don't have anyone else. And this is their whole community, and it's been taken off them. And, I've been checking in on people, and they're sad. The whole city's sad.
Hey, I'm hearing you. We're sad and we're fat, right? We're sad, we're fat. We need to get back into the gym. And we need our life back, right? We've had enough. Tony, thank you for your time. Let's stay in touch. Please, let's stay in touch. I want to keep right on this issue.
We would like to do that. We just hope that we can open the same day that retail and hospitality and everything else opens. Let us back where we belong, and thank you for your time.
You're welcome. Hear, hear, Tony.